I don't got no money. Shilo Sanders' struggles after NFL rejection reveal the harsh reality behind the Sanders legacy. As NFL doors begin to close, the son of Deion Sanders faces an uncertain future filled with humor, humility, and hard truths about fame, family, and financial pressure. A familiar song echoes in an unfamiliar reality. There was a time when Shilo Sanders would dance joyfully across the football field, his knees bent and hips swaying to the rhythm of the song that made his father famous. Must Be the Money. The 1990s anthem, originally performed by Deion Primetime Sanders, was more than just a tune. It symbolized style, success, and swagger, everything that the Sanders family represented. Back then, Shilo used that same song to tease his mother, Pilar Sanders, in lighthearted family moments. But today, the lyrics have taken on a painfully ironic meaning. After being cut by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and rejected by the San Francisco 49ers, the 24-year-old defensive back now finds himself repeating a line that no Sanders child ever expected to say. I don't got no money. It's a phrase delivered half in jest, half in truth, one that captures Shilo's current predicament perfectly. From field celebration to financial frustration. Once a charismatic figure on the field for the Colorado Buffaloes, Shilo had always carried his father's confidence. He played with fire, celebrated with flair, and joked about money like it would never run out. But in 2025, the story looks different. A viral clip posted by a fan named Jackie recently brought attention to Shilo's situation. The video showed the former Bucs safety approaching random people on the street, asking playful questions until one passerby showed him a notebook, possibly for a charity donation. With his trademark humor, Shilo responded, I just got cut from the NFL, bro. I got no money, bruh. You gotta ask Shadur, bruh. It's gone, bruh. The passerby laughed, and so did Shilo. But beneath the laughter was the reality of a young man watching his dreams stall before his eyes. He even added a hopeful note before walking away. Look, if I ever get back in the league, I got you. It was funny. It was self-aware. But it was also a sign of something deeper. A talented athlete trying to process uncertainty with humor, the same way his father once handled fame with flash. A family of stars, but not trust fund kids. If there's one thing Deion Sanders has made clear about his children, it's this: my kids are not trust fund babies. Despite being one of the most recognized families in American sports, Deion has always preached discipline and independence. His sons, Shadur, Shilo, and Deion Jr., were raised with the expectation of earning their own way, not living off their father's wealth. In a recent YouTube vlog, Shilo leaned into that long-standing family joke. I just got cut from the NFL, so I'm not trying to spend that much, he said with a grin. I'm still waiting on my trust fund from my dad. He was joking, but not entirely. That video showed him shopping for wilderness gear for an alligator hunt with YouTuber Danny Duncan, a bizarrely fitting metaphor for his life right now. Still hunting, still chasing, still finding ways to stay in the game. The money paradox: wealth in name, debt in reality. While the Sanders name carries a legacy of luxury, the numbers tell a different story for Shilo. In October 2023, he filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, reporting assets of just $320,000, an amount that raised eyebrows for someone from one of America's most famous sports families. At the time, many assumed it was a strategic move, possibly related to ongoing legal disputes. But now, with his NFL career in jeopardy, that filing seems to reflect something more serious: genuine financial strain. By contrast, his younger brother Shadur Sanders, the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, is thriving financially. His 4-year, $4.6 million NFL contract is just part of the story. During his college years at Colorado, Shadur was among the highest nil earners in America, with an estimated $6.5 million valuation. It's no surprise, then, that Shilo jokingly told fans to ask Shadur for donations. But behind that joke lies a bittersweet truth. While Shadur's star continues to rise, Shilo's path has become uncertain. The fall. From Bucks hopeful to NFL drifter, the downturn in Shilo's football journey began just as it seemed he was finding his place. After going undrafted, he signed a 3-year, $2.9 million contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, showing flashes of his defensive instincts during the preseason. But in a critical moment during the final preseason game, frustration got the better of him. He was ejected for throwing a punch, an act that cost him dearly. The Bucs wasted no time. Within 24 hours, they released him. For a young athlete trying to build a professional identity, that moment was devastating. It wasn't just about losing a contract. It was about losing credibility in an industry that values discipline as much as talent. Still, there was hope. When San Francisco 49ers star Nick Bosa suffered an injury, the team brought in Shilo for a workout alongside 6 other prospects. It was a golden opportunity, a chance to prove he still belonged. But the 49ers ultimately chose Jalen Mahoney for their practice squad, leaving Shilo without a home. A door ajar, new teams, old determination. Even in disappointment, the Sanders spirit remains unbroken. Sources close to the family say that the Chicago Bears, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Buffalo Bills have all expressed interest in adding defensive depth, teams that could use a versatile safety like Shilo. For now, no deals are confirmed, but those whispers are enough to keep him training, hoping, and joking his way through the uncertainty. He's keeping all his options open, Deion Sanders told reporters. He was in California last week meeting with agents because he has opportunities, movies, sitcoms, YouTube content. He's talented enough to do it all. And that's not just a father's pride talking. Shilo has long shown a knack for entertainment. His social media content mixes comedy, music, and sports with effortless charm. If the NFL doesn't come calling again, Hollywood just might. Between fame and faith, the Sanders way. For the Sanders family, success has never been just about football. It's been about faith, perseverance, and the ability to adapt when life throws curveballs. Deion himself faced similar challenges, from career-threatening injuries to health battles with blood clots that left him fighting to keep his leg. Through it all, Deion's message has been consistent. If any of my kids can make it through the storm, it's Shilo. He says that because Shilo has something intangible, a blend of humor, charisma, and resilience that money can't buy. And right now, that resilience might be his greatest asset. The human side of humor. When Shilo jokes about being broke, fans laugh. But behind that laughter is a story that resonates with thousands of young athletes. Talented, ambitious, and often just one contract away from financial insecurity. Professional sports can be brutally unforgiving. A single mistake, an untimely injury, or a wrong impression can erase years of hard work. Shilo's story is a stark reminder that for every superstar, there are dozens of players fighting to stay relevant, fighting to survive. And yet, Shilo refuses to play the victim. He smiles, he jokes, he keeps filming YouTube videos, showing the world that failure isn't final. It's just another chapter. A future beyond the field. If football doesn't call again, Shilo has already begun crafting his next chapter. His father's revelation about movie and sitcom offers suggests that Hollywood might become the next playground for the young Sanders. With his natural comedic timing, expressive personality, and a massive online following, Shilo could easily transition into entertainment, something few athletes do successfully. He's also building his YouTube presence, collaborating with creators like Danny Duncan and sharing glimpses of his life that blend humor with heart. In doing so, he's rewriting what it means to be a fallen athlete, proving that setbacks can lead to reinvention. The legacy continues. For fans, the Sanders family remains one of the most fascinating dynasties in sports. From Deion's legendary two-sport career to Shadur's rise as a modern NFL star, their story has always been about more than just football. It's about pride, resilience, and the refusal to let failure define them. Shilo's journey, though turbulent, adds depth to that legacy. He may not have millions in the bank or a roster spot today, but he has something equally powerful, the will to laugh in the face of adversity. And perhaps that's why fans love him even more now. Because in a world obsessed with perfection, Shilo Sanders is real. Closing reflection. The man behind the smile. As Shilo walks through this uncertain chapter, one can't help but think of that old song again, "Must Be the Money." Except this time, it's not about wealth or fame. It's about value, the value of humor, humility, and heart when everything else fades. Dion once said, "Money don't make you, you make the money." For Shilo Sanders, those words now carry a deeper truth. He might not have a team or a paycheck today, but he's rich in lessons, and maybe that's the start of his real comeback. Because the story of Shilo Sanders isn't over. It's just taking a different route. One paved not with dollar signs, but with resilience, laughter, and the unshakable belief that his time will come again.